We've all been there. A huge game gets announced, the trailer is epic, the release date is set, and then, silence. A few months later, an apology tweet announces a delay. Then another. It's a cycle gamers know all too well. But every once in a while, a delay isn't just a delay. It's a signal. And that's exactly what seems to be happening with the new James Bond game, 007: First Light. The game has been officially pushed back to May 2026. The developers say it's for extra polish. Now, on the surface, that sounds like the same old story we've heard 1,000 times. But if you look closer at the timing, what's happening in the industry, and the monumental task they're facing, this delay feels different. It feels strategic. 7 First Light isn't just another tie-in product. It's being framed as a complete reboot of James Bond in the gaming world. A fresh start. A modern interpretation meant to stand on its own 2 feet. That's a massive undertaking. Bond fans have high expectations. They want sophistication, a gripping story, and that signature style. Gamers, on the other hand, demand deep mechanics, flawless gameplay, and technical perfection. Failing to satisfy either group would be a disaster. So when the studio says they need more time, the real question isn't just why, but what kind of game are they truly trying to build? This delay suggests their ambition has grown. Reports indicate the team isn't scrambling to fix a broken mess. Instead, they're refining gameplay systems, polishing the narrative, and enhancing the overall presentation. This isn't a rescue mission, it's a pursuit of excellence. In today's gaming world, delays typically fall into 2 buckets. The first is pure panic. The game is a technical nightmare, and they're just trying to hold it together. The second is precision. The studio has a clear vision and refuses to ship anything less than perfect. Everything we're hearing about 007: First Light points directly to that second category. They're aiming for a masterpiece, not just a release date. And then there's the elephant in the room. An elephant named Grand Theft Auto 6. Even without a confirmed release date, GTA 6 casts a colossal shadow over the entire industry. Every publisher is nervously eyeing their calendar, trying to avoid being in its blast radius. When Rockstar finally drops their bombshell, it will suck all the oxygen out of the room. Every other game will struggle for attention. So, moving 007: First Light to May 2026 isn't just about polish. It's about survival. Releasing a huge, story-driven action game anywhere near GTA 6 would be like scheduling a picnic in the middle of a hurricane by pushing it to a quieter window. They're giving Bond the space it needs to breathe, to be discussed, and to be judged on its own merits. For a franchise reboot, that space is non-negotiable. Let's not forget, James Bond has a rocky history in video games. We've had some classics, sure, but we've also had plenty of clunky, forgettable titles. The brand name alone is no guarantee of success. That history raises the stakes sky high for First Light. This delay is a statement of confidence, but it's also an acknowledgement of the immense pressure they're under. By choosing to wait, the developers are essentially telling us, judge us when we're finished, not before. In an age of early access and day one patches for broken games, that's an incredibly bold stance to take from a technical standpoint. This extra time is absolutely crucial. Modern gamers expect flawless animations, smart AI that reacts realistically, cinematic storytelling that pulls you in, and stable performance from the second you press start. Any weakness, any bug, any drop in frame rate gets amplified across social media within hours. James Bond, as a character, represents elegance, control, and precision. The game needs to reflect that. A rushed, glitchy Bond game just wouldn't feel right. Those polished, deliberate moments that define the character, they take time to create. Interestingly, the reaction from the gaming community has been surprisingly calm. Sure, there's disappointment, but there's also a deep sense of understanding. We've all been burned by half-finished games too. Many times, a delay, when it's communicated clearly and honestly, almost feels reassuring now. It sends a message: this game matters. This game won't be a disposable, forgettable experience. They're taking it seriously, and so should we. Of course. A long delay is a double-edged sword. The longer a game stays in development, the higher the expectations climb. With every passing month, the pressure cooker gets hotter. By the time May 2026 rolls around, 007 First Light won't just need to be good. It will need to be spectacular. It will need to justify the wait. This is where execution becomes everything. If the final game delivers a confident, modern Bond with a strong gameplay identity and a clear vision, this delay will be hailed as a genius move. But if it stumbles, if it feels dated or uninspired, the long wait will become the first line of criticism. There is no middle ground here. What's clear is that 007 First Light isn't just another game on a release schedule. It's being positioned with incredible care, with a long-term strategy in mind. In a gaming landscape that's so often dominated by live-service games, sequels, and remakes, taking extra time to perfect a single-player narrative experience is becoming increasingly rare. And that's what makes this whole situation so notable. Not that the delay happened, but how it happened. There's no sense of chaos, no vague corporate excuses. Just a simple, confident message: we need more time to make the game we promise. In a way, that's the most James Bond thing they could have done. Calm, calculated, and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Thanks for watching.